Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. Oh, I better shut that light off. Oh, that way. Let me shut that light off. Hang tight. I thought I'd come live just a minute or two early because that gives everybody a chance to come on in. I'm so excited. I'm going to be trying something with some new stamps that I got, and I'll show them to you. But when you get here, please. There we go. You can see me a little better. I'm going to grab my chair. My stamps are on my chair. Yay! Some new stuff, girls. We got some new stuff. And some of these don't look, well, I'll talk to you about them in a minute. Let's make sure everybody can make it here. Let me check comments. Hang tight, folks. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday morning here at the Comfiness of Grace. My name is Grace. I live here in North Dakota, and I'm happy to be sharing some time with you. So, let me get this on the floor. I need more space. Here, I'm going to use some watercolor paper today, so I thought I better grab my watercolor pad. And what you're looking at here is, we played bingo last night in the Craft Therapy Club. We play once a month. We play regular old bingo for prizes, and we had two winners. We had Brenda Vanoy and Lori Thon. So congratulations to Brenda and Lori. I'll be sending you something crafty in the mail, just for fun. Okay. So I've been in a little bit of a stamp obsession. Can we call it that? I actually forgot. Sitting right next to me are more stamps that I just bought at a local thrift store and that I'm excited to try to use. And I actually prefer these to be stored a different way. So let's fix this. We're just gonna do all things stamping today. So come on in. Let me know when you're here. Where are my basic big scissors? There they are, scissors. All right. I actually like these to be stored the other way so that I can see them this way. And we may, oh my gosh, these are pretty. Wait till you see the number of stamps. Oh, there I am. Wait till you see the number of stamps I got. Can you guys read that sign? Is it backwards to you, I wonder? Oh boy, girls. You know, I've been intermittent fasting and today I am hungry. Oh, that's pretty. Like, which way is up with this? I think it's supposed to go this way. This could be a pretty page border. And look at the little little bumblebee. Okay, I like them to store this way so that I can see that way. Hey, Callie, what's happening, friend? What are you up to, my girl? What's going on in your world today? Callie, my stamp obsession continues. You know, I gave so many of my stamps away. I gave all my Stampin' Up! Stuff away when we moved into this house like 7-8 years ago. It's got to be 8 years now. I keep saying 7 to 8. It must be 8 by now. Gave them all away. And now I'm trying to, don't tell my husband, trying to replenish my stash. Good morning. My TCN is correct. What does that mean? Kelly, get after it, girl. Okay, so these would be really fun to use today but I have some other ones. These littles, I haven't decided if I'm going to keep these. These may end up in an auction on the Whatnot channel, because I'm getting a big collection. I just bought 3 really large lots of stamps. And so now my job will be to go through them and decide, like, these I think I'll put for Whatnot, because I have so many now. Wait till you see. So let's do a quick, I hope it's quick anyway. I'm going to make this screen, this one right here, my hands, I'm going to make this one bigger so I can lay more out and you can see them. And then we're going to do something with them. I'm thrilled that you guys are here, so don't take this the wrong way. But are there only 3 of us here today? Oh my goodness, where is everybody on a Friday? I go live every Friday at 11 a.m. basically. I just think I'm gonna check my channel on YouTube. See, Looky, let's have a looky-see and see if this is working. Oh yeah, there I am. There I be at. All right, please. There are no likes on this video right now. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna hit that like button, the little thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind doing that too, that would be great. And then I'm gonna copy the link to this YouTube video and share it in my Telegram. See if I can get a few more chicks to come on over and see what we got going on today. So bear with me. Plus, it would be nice to see your comments. There we go. You don't use them as much as you should. Well, I'm kind of in this obsessive thing going on. All right, let me show you. Hang tight. Let me show you some of the stamps that I got. First of all, I got this huge lot of stamps. I think that some lady, either she passed away and her family was like, we got to get rid of all these crafty things because we don't use them, which would be terrible. But in a way, you know, that's how this stuff gets passed on. Or she decided, I don't do this anymore. But I'm going to show you some of the things that I got. Let me back you up this way first. Let me do this. I don't want to make the table so small, but I want you to be able to see. So those ones I may very well use today. I'm just going to put them off to the side. Look at this set. I've never heard of this before. Look at the box. How lovely. So my question on these, they come with like a little certificate of authenticity. Like, I love this. Look at this. Look at the two bunnies, one in the background, one in the foreground. We're going to test these because here's the deal. Look at how shallow. The stamp is very deep here, but it's super shallow right here. I don't know how this is going to work. So we're going to test that one. We're going to test it for sure. So I'm going to put this in we're going to test it today's. This is from the same company. Look at this guy. Holy buckets. He's the size of my hand. There's my hand, just able to grip it. It is enormous. It's the same company. And there's just so much of it that's very shallow. I'm just curious to see how the stamp works. How big is this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Look at how big he is. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Lori, check out this stamp. You said the TCN is correct. I realized that it's your corner logo. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about this. Can you read that Jesus loves me sign behind me, or is it backwards? I'm just curious. See, you can read this. Isn't backwards watercolor. That appears backwards to me. OMG, look at who has kitties and loves them. I'm allergic to cats. Never had one, never will. I told my kids, it's up to you if you decide to get a cat someday. Gannon went through this phase when he was a child. He loved kitties. So he had a ton of like those Beanie Baby kitties that Chris's aunt would send to him. He had like 5, 6, 7 of them. We just kept one and we gave the others to the secondhand store so some other child could enjoy them. But we have that one kitty still in our laundry room just hanging out on the countertop. That the baby beanie kitty, whatever it was called, Beanie Baby thing. So I told Gannon when he was young, I said, hey kid, if you get cats, just know mama can't come over and visit because I cannot be around cats for very long. Look at that. Yeah, I'm allergic. Same company as this magenta. I've never heard of this magenta stamps, but we're going to test. Actually, I could test one of these instead of pulling this out again. So I'm going to put this to the right. I could test one of these. Let's test this big face. I'll put that in the test pile. I'm just going to show you some of the stamps that I got. This appears to be the same. Yep, it's magenta. Beautiful, right? If this works, I'm keeping that one for myself. Okay, these are from manufactured in the from Stampin' Doos. Stampin' Doos? I cannot read that, girls. Gotta get out the writers. What does that thing say? Stampendous. These are from Stampendous, but look at these little mice. Look at them. This is a Halloween. They're just so stinking cute. I need to separate my stamps so I have occasions. Actually, I'm going to put that to the side so I can put that occasions. This one I might use today. This one is Stampin' Stampendous as well. I want to use that today. There's no way in the world that I'll be able to use all of these today, but I just want to show you some of them. This one's called Diva. Look at the little mouse with her shoes and pearls on. I want to use her. She's so cute. We're going to make some junk journal focal points with these. That's my hope today. Pretty butterfly. I love I love sentiments. This one says, sow courtesy and reap friendship, plant kindness and gather love. I think that would be a great focal point for a junk journal page. So I'm not going to use it today, but I do love that. So in these sets, I kept a lot of the sentiments because I think these are great for, oftentimes I'll type in sentiments. I have a sheet right here. I type in sentiments. I make these printables, have made them available on my website. But, if you're a Craft Therapy Club member, any of the printables that I've made to sell are available to you for free as Craft Therapy Club members. So I like to have sentiments that I appreciate and enjoy printed out so that I can cut them and use them on my art journal pages and in my junk journals and on tags and artist trading cards. So sentiments I love. I won't use those today, but I've got them. I'm just gonna show you a few more. You shout out if there's one particular that you like. I'm just gonna show you a few more real close here. These are the ones I think I'm keeping for myself. I told you I wanted more botanicals for my junk. In fact, girls, for our handmade faux mulberry rice paper that we're making in the club this month, this is going to be key. I'm actually going to put that in my stamp drawer right now because I will absolutely be using that for our paper. Always maintain a kind. I've never heard this quote before. I love it. And actually, I've been having the winter blues lately. I live in North Dakota, and every year about February, March, I just fall into the winter blues is all I can call it. Always maintain a kind of summer, even in the middle of winter. I have never heard that quote. And when I pulled it out this morning of the box, this stuff got delivered to me last night and I didn't have time to open it. So I opened it this morning before we went live and I thought, that was a little God wink. God knew I needed to hear that little phrase. So that I absolutely love. All right, another little mouse. He's like riding this big, huge, it looks like an oak leaf. It looks like he's riding it down a slide or down a hill. Look at this guy. This coffee mug has enough space there. We could put a little sentiment in the middle of the coffee mug. Are you kidding me with that? Hey, Jennifer, how are you, darling? You're not big about sentiments? Oh, man, I love them. I love them. I love them. This is a little fairy. And if you don't know, I'm going to be participating in Michelle, my friend Michelle from My Shell Bells Creations. I'm going to be participating in her. She had a different name for it, the Gaelic name, but she has a fairy event coming up. I think March 15th. It's on a Saturday, and I'm taking part in that. So that fairy is perfect. Have a heart that never hardens, a temper that never tires, and a touch that never hurts. That's a Charles Dickens. I like that one too. All right, I got some weird things in here that came in this lot of stamps that I bought. I do like the fruit. See, all year long, right? There's no season that these have to be used. Fruits, botanicals, animals, those are not season specific. Look at the little bee. Tiny little bee. It's a little bee. Tiny, tiny. Another little botanical, a big bumblebee. I love that one. So I'm going to put the botanicals right next to me in my drawer because I do use those quite often. Here's another little flower, another little just sprig of greenery. Those are going in the drawer next to me because I know I'll use them. Okay, this was look at this. It was in the stash. This is a stamp positioner, it says. It's like what do you call this tool? Like like one of those, a square, a square. It's like one of those square rulers, which I have looked at before on Amazon, the metal ones for architects and stuff, and they're expensive, so I never really bought one. It came in this lot that I got. So I'm thrilled about that because that helps with placement, like especially if you're doing letters going across and you want them to be straight. Normally I like wonky, but it is nice. I can use this in my bookmaking too to make sure that my my book covers are nice and straight. A square, a T-square, whatever you call it. Did I know what I was getting? Partially, Terry. Partially. I saw little photos of what the lot was, and there was mostly stamps. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. And it had these extras. So let me show you some of these other extras. These, I don't know what they are. We're gonna open these and see. I don't know what those stamps are. They have nothing on the top that tells you what the stamp is of. So that's a mystery. I hope there are no swear words or anything vulgar. But we got this embossing, holographic and gold were in there. I have never seen Fun Flock. Who knows about Fun Flock? Who knows about this? Did not know it existed, but Fun Flock for the animals would be perfect. I have tan, white, and yellow. The yellow would be perfect for the middle of these flowers, right? Instead of embossing, you use it, I think, just like embossing. You put your glue down, and then you put this on like embossing powder, and it is like a puffy, fluffy flock for your stamps. I never knew, but now I have it. So I'm going to put all of these ones over here on the left back into my basket because I know I'm not using any of those today. This will be close by, but I don't think I'm going to use it. So what we're going to do first, this was from Landon's name. It's a big D that I cut out, making Landon's name for graduation, his graduation party. I put that on the front. He had a table for his like awards and trophies and all. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Awards and trophies and all the things. And I just had his name, Landon, in front of the table on the table cover. Because he did his party with his friend Hudson. So they each needed their own little table to showcase their photos and awards and things through their school years. So anyway, I've been using this for practice. We're just going to, I don't know what's on these stamps. So the first thing we're going to do is test these out. Lay heat and it rises. Ooh, Callie, I can't wait to try that. I don't know what this is. It doesn't really, I think they put this handle right in the middle of what this stamp is supposed to say. So I'm going to grab a stamp pad. Let's just use black. And I'm just going to put these on here so I can see what the heck they say. I don't know if it's something I want to keep. I don't know if it's something I'm going to get rid of. Let's go on the back on the smooth side. It says oh, it's a penny. United States, 1 cent. That's a penny. That's a dime. Oh, are they all monetary? But then how many? I mean, there are not that many coins. I have more stamps than there are coins. That's a quarter. And it says 1974. Crazy. Penny, dime, quarter. That one's it says $quarter. Oh, it's the flip side. It's the other side of the coin. That's a $50. Cool. These could be cool to like layer with other stamps. Like if you're doing something in a vintage journal, what is that? It's the other side of the $50 maybe. It's got Lincoln on it. Not Lincoln, excuse me, Kennedy on it. So I think those are the flip sides of the $50. Yeah, flip sides of the penny. So we've got the penny. Okay, now I know what they are. Penny, quarter, and $50. And it's both sides of those coins. Now I know what they are. I won't be using them today, but at least now I know what they are. I'll decide whether or not I'll offer these up on Telegram, or not Telegram, on Whatnot, or if I'll keep them. I could see them being helpful when you're trying to collage things for like a vintage journal. I do see that could be helpful. All right, so this is my little practice piece of paper. But what I'd like to do is take some of these and I want to try to make some focal points with them. So let me get some watercolor paper out of my pad. Those are cool, right, Jennifer? I've never seen those before. They stamp really well. Maybe but they stamp so well, Mary. Yellow for the chicks. Yes, Terry. And bees, Stacy. Very good point. She's saying yellow flock can be for the bees. Terry says yellow can be for our tricks. Our chicks, not tricks. Yes, Mary. Yes, yes, yes. Those roses on the long stems. Isn't that pretty? So what, oh, and this one's never been used. What I'm debating. Okay. If you use a permanent ink and stamp this on here, the ink, that permanent ink, it won't go anywhere if I add water. So if I wanted to put watercolor paints over this to color it, I could do that and it shouldn't move my stamp, right? Or I could watercolor the paper and then stamp on it to add color. Which would you do? I pulled out my gesso because I thought I may need to gesso this so I can add layers. So you tell me, what would you do? Would you watercolor first and then stamp, or would you stamp then watercolor? While you're talking to me, I'm going to make a few stamps here. Now I have this side. So some watercolor paper comes smooth and some of it doesn't. So this one's, I don't know if it's called dimpled, but it is. Does this have a name? It doesn't say on here, but you can buy smooth watercolor paper or watercolor paper that has, I don't know if I'm not going to be able to show. Oh, there it is. Can you see the little dimples in the paper? So it has highs and lows. So when you're putting a stamp down, keep in mind it has highs and lows. It is helpful to have something foamy underneath when you stamp. Who has foam for their stamping? I don't think I do. I mean, I don't. I mean, do I have a piece of foam anywhere? I don't think I do. Hold on, girls. I might have a foamy poster board in here. Do I have a piece of foamy poster board? Would work maybe, but you know, they said they have special foam, or it's not special, but you can buy sheets of foam from the craft store, or I don't know, my Dollar Tree doesn't have it, but yours might. And it helps you stamp more clearly because you need to have a little give. So when you press down on the stamp, the stamp like touches on all the paper, if you know what I mean. I'm going to try it on the dimpled side, but we'll see what we get. I don't know how this is going to work. Let's use this one first. I'm just going to choose a few of these and I'm going to stamp the ink on, and I'm just going to do black so that we can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this close to the edge so I can use as much of this paper as possible. Let me see comments. Use a towel. That's a good idea. Callie says stamp then watercolor. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Stacy says stamp too. I'd watercolor the paper. Jennifer says watercolor then stamp. I don't sell what to you, Callie? I'm so behind on comments. I'm so sorry. It depends on what you would want to stand out. You mean if you watercolor first or stamp first, Stacy? See, I didn't get enough ink, I don't think there, or I didn't get enough pressure. But you know what? Something like that to me isn't hugely problematic. I'd probably just take one of my super fine liners and just come in here and do this. See? It's a black fine line. So I would just come in and reestablish those. I wouldn't even worry about it. So these are kind of nice to have on hand. This set came with a bunch of different sizes of felt on the end. So the points are all different sizes. So if you wanted to make those darker. So anyway, there's that. That is quite pretty. So let's stamp some of these and then we'll watercolor them. I'm going to try to make some focal points. That's my goal with these stamps. So there's that one. Let's do this little duty, this little cutie pie. And then I want to test some of those ones that don't have much for, what are they called? These ones, these magenta ones. So this will be perfect up here. Rocking it back and forth. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay, there's that one. This is the magenta one that it just is so shallow. You've got these really deep areas, but this whole section is really, really shallow. So I want to see how this one's going to turn out. Oh, maybe. This could be interesting. Just getting pretty dark with my black ink. All right, let's see what this one does. You could watercolor that one and then use your pen over part. Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking too, Mary. The long stem roses, I would really buy it from you though. If you want the watercolor more vibrant, Stacy says, then stamp first, then do, oh. What? It could be me. Maybe I didn't put enough around the ears. I'm not sure about that stamp. Let's try it again. I'm going to try it again. Let's just try to load it up and see what we get. I may look up this company. I've never heard of it. It sounds like they're from Canada. Magenta Stamps. The stamps say they were made in Canada. Because I wonder if they have any demonstration videos. Maybe there are some demonstration videos that might help you figure out like how to get the best use out of their stamp. I always do that, especially if you're struggling with the supply. Oh, that's way better. It needed a second. That's way better. Interesting, yes, right? Interesting. I'm going to offload this stamp on the back of this. There's still lots of ink on there. Okay, now maybe I do want to fill this space. So we used this one, we used this one, we used this one. Let's fill this so we can have, not that though. Let's go. I have these on and they're like making my eyes bug out. Let's look for some botanicals. I think. Oh, why did I put that there? Oh, we have this big kitty too. I don't know. I don't see how you could add a lot of color to that because it is so, there's so much stamping on there. Same with this one. He's not going to get a lot of added color. This one though, right? There's a lot you can add to that. You know what I'll do? Let's do this. Let's take some of my phrases and stamp a couple of phrases over here. This is a new stamp I haven't tried yet, so let's try it. Let's take a couple of these little phrases and stamp them out. That didn't come out that great. Maybe what I should be doing is loading up with ink, stamping it on practice page, and then coming in and doing the real deal. Maybe my ink pad needs more ink. That could be true too. Let's try a different color. Whoops. I'm going to add brown to it. Nope, this one just doesn't. That one I'm going to put aside. Might be doing more testing with that one. Let's get a different stamp. This is the one. Wow. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's try this. Maybe we need more grippy. Let's just see. Maybe we need more grippy. Nope, that didn't work either. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Girls, we're trying. So this is an interesting conversation. Look what happened when after I sanded it. Look what happened to my stamp pad. You see, I got an image of it there on the stamp pad from. So I'm wondering if there wasn't some dry paint or paste on here getting in the way of the stamp, because I got like some dry crusties on there coming from the rubber stamp. So did the rubber stamp get dry and hard, or was there a leftover paint on there that caused that to happen? Either way, we got to clean it off. Like we got to get it cleaned off. Here's my little practice thing. Let me just stamp this a couple of times since it has, just to dry it, because it has that, we're still getting color. It has the, oh, look at, maybe it dried. That has foam on it. See the foam? Maybe this thing got dried out. I'm not going to give up on it so quick, girls. I'm looking for now in my stash, where are my acrylic blocks? Let's grab an acrylic block and see what we get. It won't even stick. It's got sticky on this side. Oh yeah, it's just dry. Look, it literally broke. This broke. This is one of my favorites. I love the phrase, but this just broke. A piece of that came off. So that is so dry that the stamp is breaking. So I don't think I'm going to get a good one of this. I'm going to keep this though, and I'm going to type it into my document with the quotes that I love so that I can use that in my journaling. So I'm just going to put that aside for that. Actually, I could throw this part out. I think that one's bad. That's interesting. I have never seen that happen before. This is one of, it's called a Inka Dinka Doo. Inka Dinka Doo by Davin Hauser. That's too bad. But I've literally, has anybody ever seen that before? I've never seen that before. Crazy town. All right, let me go to my the box because I have other sentiments. And I will actually look for that brand name now, because maybe it's that brand name that was happening too. This one doesn't feel dry. It doesn't feel rubbery. Let's just see if it's going to work. If they're new, rub them on the palm of your hand. I use stamps all of the time. Why would you rub it on the palm of your hand if it's new? Thank you, Sandy, for liking and sharing. I so appreciate the help. You're the best. Magenta has a creative blog. Well, there you go. I did not know that. Now, look I've used all that up. And none of them worked. So before I go in on there, whoever this is, Brenda Vanoy, I usually send the girls their bingo winning card. I'm going to just try these out and see if I can't get them to come out on practice paper before I go back in on my watercolor. So I'm using her bingo card as my practice. See, this one's not coming out real great either. Let's do it. Let's clean. See what we get. We're trying out stamps that I bought in an auction, and I just got a really big lot of them. I don't know their origin. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how old they are. They're a variety of different brands. So I don't even know the brands. Some of these I've never even heard of. So we're working with just like a little bit of whatnot. Like I don't know what they are. Okay, I need more paper to stamp on. I'm going to take one of the books that I have next to me. Maybe. Oh, I have all kinds of sorts of stuff next to me. So this is just that book that I tore apart, and I've just been using bits of it. So I'm going to just, when I want to offload, I'm going to offload on a piece of this. And I can also practice on this if I want to. Let's see now. I've cleaned it. Let's see if any of this works. Why the palm of your hand, Cindy? I've never heard that before. Let me sand it, though. That's what we do. I do all the time with my IOD stamps, which are acrylic. They're not rubber. So let's see if this is why we're having a different. It still won't come out. Hey, Kimberly's here. Hello, hello. Rubbing them conditions. All right. That one, now that came out much better. It's not complete, but we're getting better. You got to remember they are probably vintage. Heck, maybe they are antique. Oh, Callie, I don't know if they're antique. This one definitely isn't. It has the year on it. This one does. $19.95. Not quite antique. Cleaning it because I want to get that ink off. And then let's just get the cleaner off of it. So this, how does the oil in your hand makes it to where your stamps work right? Oh, it feels weird and I don't like the feeling. I'll have my child come in. Can I borrow your hand for a minute? Let's see if it works. So these, it's interesting because these are rubber stamps. So there's a difference between rubber stamps and acrylic stamps. Oh, I don't want to do it on there. I'm trying to see. Nope, it didn't make a difference. Sandy, does the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator make a distinction between rubber and acrylic stamps when he or she does that? Are you a Stampin' Up? Maybe it's you. Are you the Stampin' Up! Person? This one's just not, it's just not coming through. Putting it to the side. These are the ones that aren't working for me. Okay, next up is this little one. This one's a different brand name. Happy Hoppers. Housemouse.com by Ellis Jarecki. This one's 2007. Let's see if we can get this one to go. This is a good conversation we're having about stamps. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Oh, this one's like totally full. Oh, no. I got some room on the bottom. Oh, my gosh. She's so cute. She's so cute. Hey, Lynn. Thanks for taking a minute to chat with us and say hello. Okay. I stamped this spot right here. I could put something else because there's room. I won't use that cat. Oh my word. Is she adorable or what? Look at all of her fuzzy hair on the top of her head. I love, 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 love this stamp. All right, let's get some watercolors out. We've been playing with the stamps, which has been fun. And I love chatting with you about these stamp tips. The rubbing on the hand, I have never in my life have I heard or seen that. So I'm glad Sandy and the girls have shared that. If you are somebody who does that or knows, like, does it work with rubber versus acrylic stamps? What's the difference? Can you use it for both? Please tell me. If you know, please tell us, girls, because I don't know. I've never heard of it. I've never done it. It didn't work for that one stamp. Okay, now I could add gesso to this if I wanted to, but I don't think I need to. So let's just get some watercolors out and try to see what we get here. The other thing you could always use is you could use your distress pads, your ink pads with some of your blenders and just add, like, for this guy, I mean, I could just take one of my blenders if I wanted to add some color to this guy and do this before I cut him out. Now, this is the one I didn't want to use, but I wanted to just show you. You don't have to have watercolors. You can use any color medium, crayons, or something like a gelato crayon. You could use markers. You could use pens. You could use Stabilo all pencils, like charcoal pencils, watercolor paints, gouache. I mean, there's so many different ways you could add some color to your stamps. But I think actually this is so fast and easy. I think I'm going to do this for the mouse with the coffee mug. And then I'm going to add some details to the mouse with my markers. And I think I might add a little phrase in the cup. So that one for sure I want brown. This one, I don't mind that, but tell me, a black cat like this, what color would you do for the rest of this cat? What color? I don't even know. This, I'm going to do watercolors with that. And then this one's already stamped in brown. So I think I'll use markers on her. Just a variety of different ways to show you how you can add color. Okay. I use my fingers or my hands on acrylic stamps, but haven't really done it with rubber. I love the little guy peeking out from the little cup, isn't she? Isn't he cute? Look at his little face. Look at his little face. So, Lori, you've used it for acrylic, but not with rubber. It could just be the rubber. I usually rub them on my jeans. Oh. If it's about adding oil, I could see how if you had oil on your hands, my hands are always dry, but Lynn, isn't she? With her little shoes. Isn't she so cute? She does it on both. Cindy says she does it for both rubber and acrylic. Yeah, they are very old, obviously. And who knows how they were stored? Like this one that dried out. What if someone put the box of rubber stamps over their heat register? Like we have forced heat, which is air coming through the air ducts. What if somebody put their rubber stamp box over that and that just dried over time? I have no idea. I don't know, but that could be what happened there. All right, let's get some color on these. First of all, with this guy, there's really not a lot I can do for color, but let me grab one of my little markers. Now, I'm just going to see. Now, I always grab that one and then it ends up being too dark. Yeah, I want it like just a little bit of pink, and I'm going to add to the inside of his ears. Just a little bit of pink in here, just to make them a little bit rosy. These are Stampin' Up. And they're old. I'm surprised they even give any color off, but they do. These things are ancient. I've had them forever and ever. Now for his little fingers are so cute. And his hair, his eyes are closed, but his nose, I think I'll just put a little bit of pink on his nose. Super cute. And then we could put a little phrase here. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Why not? That would work great. Okay, I'm going to put that right on the coffee mug. This is one I use a lot. I've used in the past. I'm going to stamp it off over here on Lori. Lori Thide, if you're here, I just stamped that on the bottom of your bingo card. And now I'm just going to put it right in the middle of the coffee mug. Perfect. Okay. That's done. You guys who won bingo, when you get your card, your bingo sheets showing that you won, they're going to have all kinds of stamps on them. Okay, that one's perfect. Now I can cut that out or tear it out and use it. In fact, let's just do it right now. This one's done. Well, yeah, I'll wait. This one we're going to use watercolor. This one back here, I'm going to use my markers again because there's such small itty bitty pieces here. It was this one I used. So a little bit of pink in her ears. I'm just going to brush very lightly on. And it's just this one ear because I have the inside of this ear is showing, but the other ear is facing the other way. So I'm just going to do a little bit of pink. A little bit of pink on her nose. So I have not added any other color to her body, and I think I'll leave it that way. Shoes and purse, should we color them or should we leave them plain? Shoes and purse. It would be cute if she had like purple shoes or something. Her white pearls, I don't know that there's much I can do to white pearls. I mean, they're not purely white, of course, but if I add a little bit of this, it's not going to do anything on this page. It does nothing. So, because it's a white piece of paper. So that doesn't matter. I could make her beads a totally different color. I like to think of them as pearls, but you could make them, I suppose you could make them black or brown or something, some other color. Her shoes and her purse. What should we do with her shoes and her purse? Color them. What color do we want to go with? Let me grab some markers. These are my options. I have some paint pens here, but they're not very fine point, most of them. All right, girl, we're going to give you some blue shoes, I think. Maybe a green purse. Do I have a lighter green? Let's see this one. That's more like a color that I like. So let's give her a green purse, a green handbag. Green and blue go well together. So we'll give her this. She's so cute. And then maybe she needs, oh, yellow. She would look so ready for Easter. Is this one still got juice left in it? Oh, yellow. Oh, do you see that color there? She's ready for Easter. She's going to wear her yellow heels. She's so cute. Why are such silly little things bring me, I don't know about you, but they just make me giggle and they make me happy. They're simplistic, they're simple, they're easy, and they're just so cute. You can imagine her any way you want. That's how I imagine her. I'm a little stumped on her pearls. I mean, I have a couple of gold markers, but I don't think the gold paint markers will work well on there because I think it's just going to blob paint on there. What if I came in? I mean, I could. I'm not going to fill them. I'm going to add just a little outline of gold to each one of these. So I'm going to do it bigger here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just doing this. I'm outlining the pearl shape or the bead shape with a little bit of this gold gel pen to get them to pop a little bit more off of her little outfit here. And it is a metallic gold, so it's just going to make them stand out a little bit more. Well, she's just stinking cute. See how simple? Stamp with a permanent stamp pad, waterproof permanent, and then come in with whatever crayons, markers you have. Just rest with your ink pad, however you want. Let's use watercolor on this one, and then they're all done, and they're ready to be used as a focal point. Now, these are bigger stamps, and I really was thinking focal points for junk journals. But these can be focal points for bookmarks, for tags, for greeting cards, for ATC cards. Geez, like, so there are so many things that could be used for as a focal point. All right, let me find my watercolors. You know, I love my metallic watercolors. That's what I'm going to reach for. You know me, girls. You know me. I'm going to be grabbing from my metallics. And we're going to fill these in with, let's see if I want to use just like one of my water. And I'm thinking colors for the flowers. And I think, I don't know, I may put a little green behind the stems. Not sure yet, but this is super easy. This is super easy. We're just filling this in with whatever colors you want. So I'm grabbing some purple right now, and I'm going to do a few of them in purple, and I'll probably do another color. You tell me in the comments which other color could I fill this in with. And it's on watercolor paper, so it's ready to go in terms of grabbing that watercolor. There's purple. Let's do at least two of them purple. That one, and then maybe go to this one over here. Maybe I'll do a soft pink, or should I do yellow? Maybe one more. I really do like this purple. Let's do this one here. All right, we got those three done. This one has a lot more purple pigment in it, so I'm going to take some of it and bring it up in here. There's just so much color. So I'm going to darken up where it's a little bit light on this floral. We're sharing the pigment, sharing the wealth. There. I got three purple. Gold works. Mary says pink, yellow, and pink. I like yellow too, but I already went with purple. So what do we think? I have so many colors here to choose from. Let's try pink. Let's go with this pink right here. Can never go wrong with some pink flowers. And you may need, depending on how wet your brush is, you may need to give that paper a minute to dry before you go in and add any details with your marker. So remember where I said where I didn't stamp this in completely, these petals of these florals, I can come in with one of those permanent marker liner pens, markers with permanent ink. That's what I'm trying to say. Markers with permanent ink, but it has a very fine tip to add more detail to these flowers. Okay, now I'm going to rinse this out, get the pink off of there, and I'm going to grab some green because I want to add some green to the leaves. So I'm going to go with this green. And these are all leaves, so I think I'm going to do this. And we're going to spread that color out among the leaves. I'll hold this up closer because I know you're a little bit far away. Now, I don't even mind if I'm out of the lines here. It doesn't really, because your mind will fill in the blanks, you know, in terms of what that should be looking like. Okay. There. This one's rather fair, like really light. So I'm just going to come in with a little more color and add a little more color there. Same here. If I want them a little darker, even though it's a watercolor, I can just keep grabbing more color from the pan of paint and adding it to those. All right, now, what do you think? What do you think? How are we doing on time? Gannon's waiting for me. I'm taking him to Grand Forks. We're going to go try to find a suit for prom. That's what we got so far. These are metallics. You can kind of see. That one is still wet, I think, but you can see on the purple ones the metallic sheen that comes from that, which is really nice. I'm going to try to dry it a little bit. Adding a little bit of heat to this to dry them. The leaves are still pretty wet, but what I wanted to show you now, you can come in with these. That one I didn't put that cover on very well, did I? And you can either darken the stamped lines that were already there. If you just focus on this pink one right here. I can darken even the outline of this because I have my stamp to give me in direction or instruction on where those lines should be. And by just coming in with a fine tipped Sharpie marker or just something permanent, we can just really make these pop off of the page. See how much different that one looks than the others? See how muted that is? Once that purple is dry, now focus on this little purple one right here. We're going to do it here. I'm just going to follow the stamped lines that are already there and help that really come off the page and showcase. I don't even have to follow them exactly. I can just add whatever strikes my fancy. Big difference. Big difference. Especially, I feel like especially the major outline on the outside helps to like separate the flowers in this little bunch of flowers. Now, I wouldn't mind having something yellow in the center of these. So I'm going to grab a yellow marker. Let's see what this one would look like. This is all scrap now because that I won't be using any of that. Yeah. So I'm just going to come in here and just add a hint of yellow in the middle of these. Just a touch. You could do it with watercolor. I just felt like the marker would be so much faster. This pink one looks so lost. Looks so lost among all these other ones because that black marker outline added so much. It's the wrong size. That was a brush pen. I don't want brush pen. There we go. Oh. That one, that last one that I just put away, super fine detail. Now I can even do, if you want these to stand out a little more. This is so super incredibly relaxing to me. Now here are my thoughts. Now I didn't do anything with the cap, but that's okay. Here are my thoughts. Let's cut out, I don't want to harm this guy. They're far enough away from each other. I'm going to cut out her. It's so close. The camera is so close to my paper so that you could see what I was doing. I'm going to cut these out. Now this one, I actually don't think I would mind it even being like fairly square. You know me, a lot of times I do like to tear things out, but I think this one, and I'm going to cut it all the way to those stems as a focal point for a journal cover, you know, greeting card, just like we talked about. Now, you can, though, also, if you wanted it to be, I like torn edges too, obviously, come around and give yourself a torn edge focal point for a page, a belly band. Oh my goodness, girls, there are so many reasons or places that we might find to use these little things. This to me, such a good thing to do for like just a little R&R. It's not hard work. It's creative, so it gets that creative happy spot going, if you can call it that, like that satisfaction you get from creating something pretty. And there's no, this is today the end result. Someday I'll use these on a project. I can just put them in a folder, put them in a drawer, put them in a file, like however you hold on to your supplies. But just like stickers or die cuts, these can at some point become the focal points for my projects. But it gives you a little session. So we've spent an hour, and of course I've done a lot of talking, but we spent an hour together. If you were sitting watching TV, you could stamp some of these out and just play with your watercolor pens and pencils and markers and be coloring them in and give yourself just a really nice, relaxing, creative session in that way. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Stacy likes yellow and pink. Well, Lori does too. Lori does too. Tell me what you think. Tell me who's going to be busting out their stamps if you're not already using them. Does this inspire you at all to bust them out? I wish I could sit here for hours, but I can't. Gannon's waiting on me to take him to Grand Forks so I can find the child a suit for prom. I actually got to go pick up the prom dress that Chastity's going to wear to prom. I got to go back to the quilt shop. I met with a seamstress there. Her name's Jane, and the other day gave her the dress, and she's putting a couple of little bustle points on the back of the dress because the train is so heavy. It's so long and heavy. So I'm going to go pick up, today's prom day. I'm going to go pick up the dress for Chastity to try on, and I'm going to go help Gannon find something to wear to prom. So that's what we're doing today. Thanks, Gia. Thanks for saying that. You're so sweet, my sweet friend. Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies. Go have a beautiful, blessed, creative, happy day. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate every single one of you. Busting out my stamps for sure, Debbie says. Thanks for the creative ideas. I hope it inspires you just to have a little creative time. A little quiet, creative time that does not take much thought, but is still very, very satisfying. So, Debbie, have fun with that. God bless you all. Bye.